Hey everyone, it's Delana. Welcome back. Today, I really want to break down what's going on with the whole Obama and P. Diddy trial. How did Barack Obama get involved in the P. Diddy trial? How deep does it go? What is Pizzagate? Never heard of Pizzagate before. So, just going to break down what Pizzagate is and how this is all intertwined. I just really want to preface this by saying that Obama did give clemency to one of P. Diddy's childhood friends, who was also his senior advisor in his company, who also had 16-year life sentences. Back to back 16-year life sentences. And Barack Obama gave him clemency, which is different than pardoning, which means that the clemency was that essentially his time was served. He had spent 240 months in prison. So the clemency just reduces the time period that he's in jail, as opposed to pardoning him from the whole entire, like, so he is still a convicted drug dealer. So he did go to jail for drugs and he still has that conviction, but he has served his time. So he kind of got out and he was released right when 2016. So right when Obama was ending his presidency, he did give this clemency, and his name is Corey Jacobs. And he was, like I said, a senior advisor to P. Diddy. So that just begins the attachment right there. So as I was kind of going through this backstory of how Barack Obama got involved, I found this tweet by Liz Corkin, and she was very interesting. She kind of breaks it down. So I kind of took what her basic points and did a really deep dive into how did she come up with these points? Where is there any merit to it? And kind of wanted to pull the veil back and see what kind of backstory is she coming up with these points that she's making, how Barack Obama is involved with P. Diddy. So I just want to start with her tweet. She said, boom, Barack Obama mentioned at P. Diddy's trial, further implicating him in Pizzagate. I never even heard of Pizzagate before. So it goes deep. It goes way deeper than we could ever have imagined. P. Diddy's former assistant, David James, testified today that P. Diddy was taking drugs along with many other A-listers, Hollywood celebrities, including Percocets and ecstasy pills that were in the shape of Barack Obama's face. I will show you those as well. Jacobs also testified that there was a one-stop shop drug dealer who met with a lot of people, including former presidents, and then he named Obama as one of them. And here are the pills that, these are ecstasy pills in the shape of Obama's face. Very interesting. So this one-stop shop guy was their drug dealer. He was probably there because his other friend, Corey James Jacobs, has gone to jail. So the one-stop shop was I guess, the next up for the drug dealer. So he was there and he was the one that was supplying all these drugs apparently to presidents. And that was one of the reasons why he was involved with this trial, because he was giving drugs not only to P. Diddy, but he implicated Obama as well. It's no surprise that Obama has entered the chat at P. Diddy's trials. Here's why and how Obama ties to Pizzagate. So Suge Knight claimed that Obama attended accused sex trafficker Diddy's party. And WikiLeaks exposed Obama flew in $65,000 worth of pizza and hot dogs, confirmed pedophile code words. So there is an FBI list of different code words that pedophiles use, and pizza and hot dogs and kind of food items are included in that. It also mentions here that they talk about Disney characters as well, but the FBI actually has a list of these different code names, and they do include pizza and hot dogs. And it was from Chicago, and it was a private White House party using clandestine channels on the taxpayers' dime. On May 14th, 2009, Fred Burton, the chief security officer at Stratford, sent an email, and I have posted the emails here so you can see them, to Don Kuykendall with other CC'd via WikiLeaks global intelligence files. The email read, I think Obama spent about $65,000 of taxpayers' money flying in pizza dogs from Chicago for a private party at the White House not long ago. Assume we're using the same channels. So that was very interesting. And I did do a lot of research. There is a lot of people that are saying this is true. This actually really did happen. This money was spent. They even have the pizza place. I'm going to go through that later, but they do have the pizza place where they actually got these pizzas from as well. So there is a lot of proof backing all of this. The next thing was Obama also had a secret Alice in Wonderland party. at the White House during a recession. Alice in Wonderland is symbolic to the satanic pedophile cable. The likes of Jeffrey Epstein, Hillary Clinton, and their associates use Disney characters as code names / words. WikiLeaks has also exposed via their emails that Hillary's nickname is Alice and her colleague is dubbed the Mad Hatter. What's interesting in this, and I don't know how this all points together, but Mad Hatter during this party was actually played by Johnny Depp. I love Johnny Depp. I'd hate to feel that he was any part of anything bad going on, but he actually did play Mad Hatter at this party, which is very interesting. And then we have the suspicious death of their chef. And I had talked about this in the old Clinton video that I did. I just did a video yesterday on the Clintons' body count. And when I saw this, I thought, oh, I know who they're talking about because that's this guy. And his name is Tahari Campbell. And he was a chef for the Obamas. What was very ironic about this was that the Clinton chef also died of drowning. So his death was very suspicious, and he actually died of drowning at Martha's Vineyard. Clinton's chef also died of drowning in Taos, New Mexico. So it's very odd that these two chefs that work for Clinton and Obama's both drowned of drowning. And so there was no suspicion, nothing came up other than that they drowned. And they were both alone when they drowned, which is also kind of odd. They say he was fully aware that they engaged in satanic spirit cooking dinners. So I really believe that the chefs, kind of the cooks in the back or the silent guys in the back that can have a bird's eye view of everything. So I'm sure both those chefs saw a lot of what was going on. We also have Chrissy Teigen, best known for her tweets about pedophiles flaunting pedophile symbolism, including pizza and other FBI-identified pedo symbols all over her social media pages for years, and publicly bragging how she would eat human meat. Who said in an interview when she asked the best place her and her creep husband, John Legend, have ever had sex and replied, the Obama thing. So I am
public
just
place you
going
did
to play
it.
that here for you guys.
Is this the best or the worst? What do you do?
The best.
Okay, the best. Probably the Obama thing.
John, what's the? Oh God.
Oh God.
John.
What?
What is your wife talking about?
I don't know.
John Legend seems very uncomfortable there. Yeah, I don't know what the Obama thing is. No one ever said, but we can only imagine. And let's not forget that the Obamas, the Obamas also exchanged children bracelets with pizza charms on them and then boasted about it in social media. And I believe I have a picture of that as well. And then there's Maggie Nixon, who allegedly is Obama's child sex slave. You might want to research this one. This goes way deeper and darker than anyone could imagine, unfortunately. So, of course, I did a deep dive into this. So I just wanted to break this down as well. So this is Maggie Dixon. So they say Barack Obama's name can be Barry Sorotune and Peter Pan. And she went by Megs Nixon or Wendy. So those were her kind of code names. This is really interesting. So here he is with a picture of Maggie Nix. And as you see, there's a continuous theme. And so Maggie Nix, her grandmother, that's a picture of her grandmother there. She actually was a Hollywood producer. She produced the soap operas All My Children and Days of Our Lives. So she was very much involved in Hollywood and that whole Hollywood scene. That's her mother there. So this is her with Barack Obama again. There's something to do with his little Band-Aid there on his middle finger, but that goes in much deeper. And this is a picture of her as she is older. So here's the connection. So the guy here is the pizza place guy, and this is her mother on the right. There's her mother, Sarah, with the pizza guy. And then again, Maggie Nixon here in the middle, her mother on the right, I guess her father on the left. And then Sarah again attached to the pizza guy. And again here, and this is all at Ring Circus is the one that was posting this and has kind of attached himself to all this. So there she is, Sarah, and then Maggie, and then Sarah and the pizza guy. So this is kind of how it's all kind of attached, and it just so happens to be to the guy at the pizza guy that was in Chicago, and that's apparently where they got the pizza from for Pizzagate, this pizza place in Chicago. That's the guy. There's the attachment. And this is also very interesting. So then you have Obama's circled here, Obama's second name or AKA name. And then you have on the left there, that's Maggie in a handkerchief. And here we have Tom Hanks in a handkerchief. So there has to have something to do with this whole handkerchief connection. And then we have Tom Hanks has his own actual line of handkerchiefs, which I thought was very interesting. So yeah, it goes pretty deep. When I searched online for, because when she mentioned Maggie Nixon and look it up, so of course I looked it up, and it is really hard to find. It is really scrubbed the internet to you really can't find much about her online. But I just thought it was very interesting how this all has woven together. I actually did have a picture of the bracelet that Biden gave Obama, and it was like a child's bracelet with a pizza on it, little pizza charm on it, which was very odd that I think it was 55 years old. It was a birthday present for his 55th birthday, and it was a bracelet with a child's bracelet with a pizza on it, which is also very bizarre. So anyways, that's kind of the connection. I'm sure it goes way deeper, as we all can imagine. But we'll see what happens with all of this. I'm sure he's not gonna get in trouble at the P. Diddy thing because everybody's more focused on P. Diddy at this moment, but it is very interesting how he is connected. And like I said in my last video, like, "Oh, what tangles webs we weave," and they seem to be pretty heavily woven in. And another thing I found very interesting that, that movie, The Sound of Freedom, which I thought was an awesome movie. Thought they did such a great job. But it's also interesting how nobody wanted that film done. It was backed up for 5 years. No one wanted that movie to come out. And what I also find very interesting is how all those stars did not want Trump into power. And then Tom Hanks on SNL kind of putting down the rednecks of the world are the ones that apparently voted in Trump, because I think Trump is going to, like I said, take back the veil of a lot of shit that's been going on, and they don't want any part of that whatsoever. I think there's way more deep shit going on that we could ever imagine, and I think this is all just touching the surface, and this is just basic stuff that you can find online. I'm sure there's a lot more stuff kind of in that deep state that is going on way beyond anything that we could ever imagine. So you guys, please like, subscribe, share. Let me know what your thoughts. I'd really like to know what you think. Personally, I loved Barack Obama when he was in power. I thought he was great. I thought he was a great president. I thought he's very smart, very articulate, just seemed like a genuinely good guy. But now that all this stuff is coming down, I really think that there is something behind the facade. I really, truly do. Anyways, let me know your thoughts. Really appreciate it. Like I said, please like, subscribe, share, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.